Greetings to you. This is Brandon, the Freight Broker with Alliance Logistics, and I hope this message finds you in the best of health and spirit on another beautiful Monday morning that we've been blessed to see. I want to thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. I understand that there are many things that you want to accomplish. I hope that you are thoroughly enjoying this wonderful Labor Day weekend. We're going to get into the business of things today, and what we are discussing is new freight brokers who are struggling in their businesses, who just can't seem to get out of the blocks, who are just at the point now where they're trying to figure out what is the next step. How do I acquire customers? And most of the times, the number one struggle new freight brokers have is acquiring customers. So we have been asked by our viewers to let's talk about this topic a little bit, to give some insight on it in hopes that it will help someone in their new freight broker business. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is why we are having this issue. The reason why we're having this issue is because we are selling a professional service to a professional market, but we don't have a professional sales system in place. And that's crucial. That's why we're not achieving the success that we want to achieve. That's why we're not acquiring customers. You must have a professional system, an organized way in which you approach your customers to attain their business. If you don't, you will struggle and you will continue to struggle. So it's not very hard to acquire customers. It's just about knowing how to do it. And when you know how to do it, you're going to get much better results. So let's talk about 3 areas that you are going to want to focus on. There are a number of areas, a number of steps to take, but we're going to just focus on 3 for the purpose of this video. And those are prospecting, presenting, and closing. Those are your number one responsibilities as a freight broker when it comes to attaining customers. Prospecting, presenting, and closing. Having a system in place is how you sell your product, how you sell your service in this case. Okay? So, prospecting, let's take a look at that. When you're prospecting, you're finding customers. And not only are you finding those customers, then you want to qualify those customers. So before that customer goes on your customer list, he will be qualified. So you want to qualify those customers, put them on your customer list, and now you're not just calling random customers, you're calling customers based on a specific criteria that you've selected and that customer has met. Okay, so prospecting, that's the first thing that we want to do, find and qualify. The second thing that you're going to want to do is present. When you're presenting your service to your shipper, the idea is to get the shipper to talk about his pain points, his struggles, things that he may not be satisfied with. In order to get him to do that, we have to ask the right questions. We have to move the shipper to discuss his issues. And just saying, hey, can I help you move some of your freight? That's not going to get it. You have to be more creative than that. You have to understand your service in order to be able to present it. We spend a lot of times on scripts, and I understand that. You want to know what it is that you want to say, but more importantly, you want to understand what it is that you're providing as far as a service, because when you understand it, then you're more comfortable speaking about it. So get familiar with your service, how you service your customer, and then of course you can get your customer to talk about his problems and then demonstrate the ability to help him solve his issues moving forward. That is the professional way of presenting. Now let's take a look at closing. We talked about 3: prospecting, presenting, and the final one we're going to discuss is closing. Closing is being able to identify when that shipper is ready to move from you talking about the product or talking about the service to now you are going to ask for the business. And that can be done in a number of ways. Brokers and agents do it in different ways. One of the ways that you can start to transition and move to that is saying something as simple as, hey, what is the next step to get set up to work with you? Or how can we get on your email list in order to start to receive some of your FTL or LTL lanes that you need quotes for? How do we do that? So now you're moving from talking about your product or your service to now you're saying, okay, how do we get set up to work with you? Okay, so those are 3 basic steps: prospecting, presenting, closing. You take that information, start to research it, study it, Implement your professional way of selling your service and you'll start to see better results. You're probably not going to get the results that you want with a shoot from the hip type of approach to your customer, or it is flying by the seat of your pants. You're going to have to do things in a professional, systematic, organized way to get the results that you're interested in seeking. Your most difficult times often lead to the greatest moments in your life. Keep the faith. It will all be worth it in the end. If you're interested in working with a freight broker who's doing what it is that you want to do, a freight broker who is systematically, methodically building a freight broker business, starting small, growing big, if you're interested in receiving assistance from that type of freight broker, go to our website, www.training.alliancelogistics.net. Sign up with us and we'll be in contact with you as to how we can help you move your business to the next level. Or give us a call, 470-427-2711 extension 101, to schedule some time to talk with us about what it is that you want to accomplish in your freight broker business and how we may be able to help you accomplish those things.